David Smith joins us now. He is the Guardian's Washington bureau chief. He is down in Washington, D.C. David, is this just a ploy to rev up support ahead of the midterms? We're 1 week away.
I think that would be a fair theory. Donald Trump has spent the last few days on the campaign trail really hitting his campaign theme of illegal immigration, which, if you recall, back in 2015, when he first launched his run for the presidency, he talked about Mexicans as criminals and rapists coming over the border. So it's no surprise as he tries to fire up Republicans for the midterms that he's demonizing people in the caravan of immigrants, many from Honduras, who are coming through Mexico, and yesterday announced an extra 5,200 troops going to the border. And now, out of nowhere, this suggestion about denying citizenship to some people born in the US, bound to be fiercely controversial. At least one false claim there. The US is not the only country that does this, but many would say it's an act of political opportunism because, as he sees it, immigration is such a big issue for his base.
Yes, the U.S. is not the only country. Canada, of course, well known for that as well. David, can President Trump unilaterally end birthright citizenship? Is that even legal when you're messing with the Constitution?
Many experts today are saying no, he cannot. That a presidential executive order is just not enough because this is something written in the Constitution. It would therefore require a constitutional change by Congress. You need a two-thirds majority there. Now, one of Trump's allies, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, has spoken up today in support of the president's proposal and said that he will introduce legislation. I think they would have a hard time getting it through, particularly with the Senate so evenly divided right now and likely to be even after the midterms. Even if Congress did pass such a change, I think we would still expect various challenges to it in court. So it's a very long shot, and it seems wildly speculative on Trump's part. And again, therefore, I suspect probably much more about political point scoring rather than something actually substantial.
David, Trump has called this midterm election the election of the caravan. Is that true in the U.S.? Is it the election of the caravan next week?
It's a great question. Yeah, in that quotation, I think he said it's the election of Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court nominee who got through very controversially the caravan, law and order, and common sense. But actually, particularly if you speak to Democrats on the ground, they would say it's actually the election about health care. And Democrats are saying at the grassroots, that's what people really care about. They think their health care is under threat from Trump and the Republicans, and they're likely to vote Democrat to protect their health insurance and so on. But overall, in general, there are conflicting signals over how much any of these issues play, how much of this will just be about Trump himself, whether you love him or despise him. Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. I think many of the races have local dynamics, but certainly there's quite a lot of statistical and anecdotal evidence that issues such as the caravan really only appeal to Trump's hardcore support, to maybe less than a third of the country, and other people have got many other concerns.
Yeah, and we'll see if the caravan totally fades from public consciousness after the midterm elections. David Smith, the Guardian's Washington bureau chief, thank you for your time.
Thank you.